Let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
Hello and welcome to Emile's Meals. This is our 6th episode, and we have the most honorable and distinguished guest, Mr. Stuart Boyd. Stuart is a young life director in the Idaho Boise State College.
Yeah.
He is an incredibly talented filmmaker and photographer. He's very creative. He loves Pokemon. He likes to skateboard, and he is effectively an edgelord. Stuart, if you don't mind giving either a brief introduction of yourself and then talking about the food that we're going to make today, that'd be great.
Yeah, okay, yeah, like you said, I'm Stuart Boyd. Had the privilege of being Emile's mentor for the last 10 years. Just kidding. No, it's been, yeah, he's said enough. I'm very bad at skating. I just have a skateboard tattoo. So I give the impression that I am. But today's meal, here's the thing. Actually, Emile asked me what he wants to, like what I want to cook. And so my family's from South Africa. My mom does a lot of South African cooking, which is a lot of Malaysian cooking. And there's a lot of good foods I was brought up with as a child. But they're all pretty complicated, or you need specific ingredients for them that we just don't have access to.
Sounds about right.
And I didn't prepare for it. So actually, I ended up not going with something kind of from my heritage, but rather I actually came with something that my mom is a huge cook and loves cooking and wanted to pass it on to me in college. And so when I came to college and I lived in this exact house for Christmas, she gave me a casserole dish, just a casserole dish. And I was like, okay, well, what do I... Thank you. She's like, do you know what's special about it? I said, no. And she said, well, here's the thing. You're in college and you're not going to make a lot of good meals. So this casserole dish, every other week when you come home, I used to visit my parents on the weekends. When you come home, I'll take the casserole dish and I'll make a meal and then drop it off for you and your roommates during college.
Wait, that's so sick.
So it was this casserole dish that just kept coming back.
That's
with
so sick.
Food. I know, which is dope. So within that, she basically created a bunch of recipes that were simple and quick that could all be made within a casserole dish. And so the first one that she gave me was a jalapeno popper chicken casserole, which we all sat and ate on that table right over there. And Zach one of our roommates, has not stopped talking about jalapeno popper chicken since then. So This is a meal that I had for the first time in this house. And that was a pretty big staple for college, and that is pretty easy, simple, and delicious.
Okay, sweet. Well, let's do the celebratory crack of the cold one.
Yep,
that's not a twister. Yeah, pop that out. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. First step is going to be for us listing out the ingredients so the viewers and the audible hearers can understand what's going on. I'm going to pick one, and then you're going to pick one. We're going to talk about it. You don't really have to mention much.
Nope.
The first ingredient I'm choosing to mention are these gourmet crackers. I was told to get butter crackers, and there's nothing that says butter crackers in Winco, so I got the gourmet ones. Winco, if you want to sponsor me, I'm poor, and your food is delicious.
There you go.
Moving on.
Yeah, butter cracker, Ritz would be like a butter cracker.
I see.
But this is really good.
This is much better.
Much better. I'm going to go with a little spicy jalapenos here. Just 2 jalapenos. Your heat level, it's not about the jalapenos, it's about the seeds inside. So we're going to base that off how we're feeling today. But 2 jalapenos.
An important note about the jalapenos is that I actually know how to identify them in the store. I was looking at some other types of peppers, and I had to ask a 13-year-old girl which ones were the jalapenos. So I'm glad she picked correctly to my knowledge.
Yep.
The next option, this one's actually a little bit of an exciting pick. I got these boneless, skinless chicken thigh fillets, and the recipe called for chicken titties, otherwise known as chicken breasts, and I determined that the thigh is a superior cut of meat, so we're using the chicken thigh instead.
That's fair. Here's the only reason maybe you go for breasts is that they are cheaper. That's it.
Indeed. Well,
Better
well
meat,
said.
but not cheaper.
Well said.
Okay, then I'm gonna go for a little bit of bacon here. This is, oh my gosh, this is a good year too. So this is thick cut bacon. You got a pretty classic combination when you're mixing it with chicken and jalapenos. So this tastes good, and no matter where it goes in. Obviously, this is the big stuff too. This isn't the cheapo. right?
Yeah.
This isn't the weak Winco bottom shelf stuff. So but this is what we would eat in college. So this is fitting, and it won't taste the same without it. So yeah, a little bacon there.
Beautiful. And I'm gonna do a 2-for-1 right here, just like you did a 2-for-1 on the jalapenos. We've got 2 varieties of cheese. We've got the Parmigiano and the Sharp Cheddar. Yeah, need I say more?
Yeah, that's good. Seasonings?
Oh, actually, the last ingredient is
I didn't even see it.
the cream cheese. Understandable. It's small but powerful in the dish, and it will penetrate the flavor like no other.
And it's in the name, jalapeno popper. You know what that is? It's cream cheese jalapeno, and that's what it has to have.
Indeed.
Wow, that's a full block.
A full block.
Full block.
I don't know if we need all that.
No, I think we do.
We've got one.
I think we do.
Okay. So first, what's our first step here, Stuart?
You know, actually, I don't know. Where's the recipe?
You texted
I have the recipe.
which is perfect.
I've never memorized this. I've only ever followed exactly what my mom. So that along with that casserole dish, right? She gave me a cookbook of meals to prep
In a casserole
in a
dish.
casserole.
That
So,
is beautiful.
Here's the first entry: jalapeno popper chicken recipe. She noted very tasty.
That's important.
And it is good. The prep time on this, you're gonna like 5 minutes. This is a 5-minute prep time. It's a cook time of an hour.
That's fine.
So your total time is an hour and 5 minutes to have a full casserole dish, right? That's what we like to hear. So, instructions. We will preheat the oven to 425.
Done.
Done. Then we're gonna place the chicken breasts in a small casserole dish and bake until the juices run clear when pricked, which is about 45 minutes. So that's gonna be the start.
Okay. This is not a small casserole dish,
That'll work.
but this will suffice.
That will suffice.
So let's begin. We're gonna just move some of these objects out of the way.
Okay.
I was under the impression we might need to use the stove, but I'm glad we don't need to use that.
It's a good prop.
Frank, it's a great
Yeah,
prop.
it looks better.
Agreed. So as we're preparing these thighs for entry onto the casserole, just Stuart, the first question I have for you is, you are effectively not a youth pastor, you're an adult pastor.
Sure.
And as Christians, we are asked to pick up and carry our cross. When is a time when you have had to pick up and carry your cross?
Gosh. Yeah, that's a great question. Well, the biblical answer is daily.
Well said.
Right?
Well
So,
said.
that should be the thing that we pick up daily and go forward with. But for me, I don't know. If we're talking about what the cross is and is what our cross is in this this metaphor, if you will, you need some paper towels there?
Oh, wonderful.
To help you, yeah.
Could you execute that to the garbage can on your left side?
Dismissed. Picking up the cross, for me, I mean, that's where I feel like it's this kind of unashamedly picking up the burdens of who I choose to follow and what that comes with. So for me, it's being true to what I live by. So that for me is at times that are hard, that I just don't want to. Like it's hard to be a Christian.
It is.
It's hard to follow
Jesus.
Jesus.
It's not easy.
Because you're going against what the world will tell you. You're going against what maybe other people are telling you. You're going against even sometimes your own human desires. And so that's hard. But we are told or promised that it's rewarding. And so I have to remember that and believe that. And so when that looks like is, gosh, I mean, maybe even just in college when I was around, living in this house, and there's temptation everywhere. And
There's no shortage.
There's no shortage of it. Yeah. And I had braces and a terrible haircut, so I was flocked with ladies 24/7. So it was hard to navigate that. But I trusted in what God had for me was better. And so even if it meant that I might not look cool, or might be ostracized for something, or might not fit in with something, or get made fun of for something, it was worth for me to stand on the hill to pick up my cross and move forward. That's something that is just like, it's hard. But again, it's only worth it if you believe that there's a promise that something's better. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Well said.
Good stuff.
Let me pop this into the oven.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, Stuart's going to entertain you.
Oh.
I'm not sure how, but he's a very entertaining man.
Didn't.
What sounds are you making?
Nothing. I've got a record player that was made in 2014. I'm not musically talented. If I was, I'd be a perfect 10. So that's why God just said I can't give you that talent.
Stuart's other widely unknown gift is his humility.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, what about it? No. Okay. All right. Do we have to do any prep while that's in the?
Yeah, that's great. So that's something that you put in there. Set a timer for 45 minutes. Which
Can you do that?
Yep, I will do that.
Sick.
And then you might see some of my mom's South African verbiage in here.
Okay, I'm down for some verbatim from her.
So, like, for instance, when she was giving directions for this, she says, place the chicken breast in a small casserole dish and bake until the juices run clear when pricked. I don't know what you think pricked means.
I think we're just going to stab it with a knife
That's
and
the
see
way,
what happens.
you prick it, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so now while the chicken is baking, it's time to prepare the jalapeno popper topping for the chicken.
Frick, yeah.
So we're going to add the bacon, which we are going to dice up 3 slices.
Cooked or uncooked bacon? I think
Mm,
it doesn't say it's cooked bacon.
It's not cooked bacon.
Okay.
It's going to cook in the casserole.
Okay, great. So let me fully wash this knife so we don't have any cross-contamination occurring.
Okay.
And in the meantime, allow the
Oh, we will use your skillet.
Oh, sick!
Yeah, big dub.
Let's go!
Okay, so we're actually gonna we're gonna get this little guy cut up, and then 3 slices. We can do 3 slices. You can do 10 slices if you want.
I'm okay being a little bit more liberal on the bacon side. You know, we're young, healthy men, and we need our fats.
Cholesterol just doesn't exist yet.
Fun fact is that all processed meats are now considered carcinogens. So use that information as you will.
It's a carcinogen.
Stop. Stop. You know what carcinogen. I suppose if you don't know what a carcinogen is, you're in a good spot.
You're in a good spot.
You're in a great spot.
All right, so you're gonna take a few slices.
Let's do 5.
Let's do 5. You don't want to overwhelm it.
No, definitely not.
And you're gonna start dicing that bad boy up. Okay, we're gonna need.
We're going to throw it away. No. This is our save for later. Thank you so much. You're so helpful. I love that.
All right, so we're gonna dice that up. And then we're also gonna dice up the jalapenos and the onions before we throw that in the skillet.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to cut these up, and then I'm going to have you cut the jalapenos afterwards.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of looking to get a little bit of a description as to, like, you know, your process, your methodology when you're cutting it. Because I find other people's cutting forms to be fascinating. But moving on. So Stuart, you talked about carrying your cross every single day, and that's what we're called to do. My next question for you is, what is your biggest criticism of the modern Christian church?
Oh my God. I thought you were gonna ask me what my favorite Pokemon is.
Well, I'll ask you that next, man.
I'm kidding. Oh my gosh, biggest criticism of what?
Of the modern Christian
Of the
church.
modern Christian church.
You can criticize Catholics. I'm Catholic. I don't care. You can criticize them too. There's plenty of things to criticize.
I don't know. I mean, let me preface, I guess, on the beginning. Whenever we're criticizing a church in general, modern, old, nonetheless, the church is made up of imperfect people.
Agreed.
And if you're expecting a church to be just filled with people that aren't hypocrites
angels,
and angels,
yeah.
and I mean, that's like going to a hospital and expecting everyone there to be healthy. Like, really, I mean, like you go when you go to a hospital, it's for sick people to go.
Yeah.
And so the same thing with the church. It's like we're sick people. We're
Yeah.
plagued with something called sin. So to expect that to see sick people there, even in leadership or not above anyone else, who has the same struggles if not more at times. So so I think I use criticism of the church lightly. It's obviously not perfect, and there's areas that I think still we're able to continue to better ourselves. There's always room for improvement. But that being said, oh gosh, with the with the modern church of today's Christianity, man, I think
Big piece of fat.
well, that's good. It'll render out.
Extra flavor.
Yeah, that is.
We're adding that in.
That's when you mature, is when you actually like fat. Biggest criticism. I mean, I think it's just like it playing to what we want church to be. Honestly, I don't know. It's almost like the church is just a victim of consumerism as well, where what we expect church to be is also shaped what church is now. So like when people are like shopping around for churches, I mean, there's something that we're called. Like, it's okay to like you want to go to a church that you agree theologically on, but when you're like saying, I don't like the worship here, and I'm not crazy about like this or that, and you're just trying to find this perfect church, and so churches are trying to then cater towards that, and instead of like, we want a church to be theologically sound, we want a church to be community, we want a church to be unafraid of the gospel, and hopefully leave politics out and all types of stuff, but
that's hard.
But like then that means that you are biblically we're then called to commit to a church though. So we're not there just for the type of worship there is or anything like that. And so I don't know. It's just it's hard for me to.
I think the consumeristic approach to church is that's like coming. I mean, even Catholics do it because we're like, we're not a huge fan of the priest at that church, so we're gonna go to this one instead. And it's like, it's really hard not to be that way as well. Yeah. Because
I mean, if the church is healthy in some ways, I mean, you don't really see the fruit of being a part of a church unless you're involved in the church.
Very true.
And you're committed to a church.
Very true.
And so you can go to 10 Sundays all you want, and maybe you're like, but the church is just not like, I don't like this, or I'm not feeling connected. But
that's
also so much on us too.
Yeah,
like, what are you doing?
The community is the church. Yeah, the community is the church.
So I mean, like, yes, the church has problems, and it's, King Solomon says there's no new problems under the sun. Like,
no,
it's always been the same things. But I think it can just now be used as more of a mask for us to hide underneath the fact that we go to church and therefore Christian. And
totally.
And yeah, I don't know. That's tough. So there's churches that are very hurtful and broken people in their relationships, and there's churches that are good. But I'm just I'm wary to umbrella it under a problem that I think generally plagues everyone, other than that it's people running a church. Yeah. And if your trust is ever in a church completely, then that's step one.
You may have missed the point.
Yes,
yeah, you may have missed the point there.
Yeah.
Let's deviate our path a little bit. Okay. Bacon on.
Okay, so actually we're gonna you could probably put that in first. Let it go for a bit. We're gonna dice up these jalapeños here.
Now, some people might criticize this as food contamination, and all I have to tell you is that the poppers are going in, they're getting cooked too.
They're getting cooked too.
So you don't need to worry about contamination, food poisoning, or anything of that sort. Okay. Wow, look at this form.
Don't look at my
This is beautiful. Okay, great point. Now, is there any technique here, or do you like seed in, seed out?
I mean, again, if you just have no idea about cooking at all, jalapeños, this is not hot. This is not spicy at all. It is the seeds right here. It's filled with seeds, and that's where all your spice is. So you can add this all day inside something, and it won't be very hot at all. So what we like to do is we like to de-seed them first, which I'm just slicing them in half.
Are you pro or anti-heat in the Jalapeño casserole?
Oh, I'm pro heat.
Pro heat.
And well, here's the thing with heat. Obviously, everyone's tolerance is different, but I never want heat to abuse flavor. Like, I need to taste something. So like, I want heat. I like the heat, but like if I'm just like my mouth is on fire and now I can't taste anything.
That's not very enjoyable.
Why even bother eating?
There's no reason.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do like half of these seeds that we're gonna add in there later.
So now Stuart is spreading his seed in my kitchen, all over my cutting board. Now, no comment on that. I'm sure it's not the first time that's ever happened.
That was a hard transition from what we were just talking about.
Okay, so then follow-up question.
Yeah.
In a similar light, what is your least favorite Pokemon generation and why?
Oh my goodness. Ask me something real.
Oh my god.
Man, my least favorite. Man, that's gotta be.
And while you're thinking of that, I'm just gonna do a quick introduction. Stuart, as you were alluding to earlier, was an awkward child in college, and he is probably one of the most, first of all, delightful-looking young men that I know, but also like probably one of the nerdiest people I've ever met in my entire life. He's a straight-up geek, and he'll show that through every time, and then you're like, are we talking about the same person? When you're like, yeah, we're playing Pokemon right now. Like,
dude, I freaking love it. Basically, I was not allowed to play Pokemon as a kid.
for what reason?
My mom thought it was demonic. That was a thing back in the early 2000s. Like, it was like moms against Pokemon and Harry Potter.
When you played it backwards, it sounded like Hail Satan. I remember that from the original theme.
Yeah. So so Pokemon was not it, man. But someone, just a blessed child of God, gave me a copy of Pokemon once when I was a kid, and on my way down, good grief. On my way back on that road trip, I played Pokemon for the first time, and I loved it. I couldn't think of a cooler game ever. And so that started a closeted addiction. I'm not kidding. I mean, for years, I played in solitude and silence and under my covers and only at night.
No way.
And I literally had to hide from my mom, which is hard to do as like a kid.
How old? So wait, how old were you at this
I was
time?
like, let's see, this would have been 2003. So I
Wow.
was 8 years old.
Okay.
Okay.
That's okay. That's
Yeah.
pretty young.
Yeah, so 8 years old, and I got into Pokemon, and so I'm hiding it. I'm playing it under the covers. I'm doing everything. Don't look at that. Wow, what is going on here? And I would then get to the point where like the new Pokemon games come out. And as a kid, I had no money, so like I didn't buy them. But then like when I started to get a little bit of money as a 13-year-old, 14-year-old,
Yeah.
I would pay my friends to go get it for me.
That's so
Because
funny.
my mom like wouldn't let me get Pokemon. So I just had this like, I think it just added to the reason I just kind of became so attached to it, because
That's
it was
so
like
sick.
my drug. Like I lived a secret life. I
That's
played
so
only
sick.
at night. So yeah, so the Pokemon is just a dear place in my heart. Not because I think it's the greatest game ever made, but it just has incredible sentimental value to me.
How late would you stay up playing this game?
My mom would check on me like for bedtime.
Oh,
right?
really?
Oh yeah. So like I would have to be pretty stealthy.
That's
And like learn patterns of when my mom checked on me. It taught me a lot of fundamental motor skills. Taught me how to be deceitful in a terrible way. But
turned out all right. So
yeah, no, it's all right.
No
It's all
foul.
right.
No harm, no foul.
And when I got my driver's license, the first place that I went to was Target to buy the new Pokemon game,
Which
was
was
Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
That's so sick.
And I asked my mom if I could do it, and she was like, when I was like 18 years old or something like that, my mom was like, "You play Pokemon still?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, and I was like, "Wait, what do you mean still?" And she's like, "Oh, I know you've been playing for
What?
years."
No.
Yeah, and I was like, "What?" So apparently you can't get anything past your mom, right?
That's a great lesson.
Yeah, but my least favorite generation, honestly, I could. There's several.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, like, I
Several?
don't know. Like, there's
I didn't know you were a hater, man.
first generation, amazing. Second generation, amazing. Third generation, amazing. Fourth generation, you're starting to get into weird territory.
That's funny you say that, because a lot of people would argue that the fourth generation was the best Pokemon.
Who's saying that?
Bro, I read it. I don't know. Like they say YouTube.
White, black and white.
No, fourth gen was Pearl,
I missed a whole generation.
and he's the Pokemon expert over here, you guys.
Oh my gosh, I loved Gen 4.
I was gonna say, I was like, Gen 4 was probably like
No,
the
I
second
love
most
Gen
important
4.
generation
Gen
aside
4.
from Gen 1.
Amazing. Gen 4 is amazing. Gen 5.
Gen 5 was that's my
That's the
I know.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. No, yeah, Gen 4, I mean, that was still one of the best DS games ever.
It
Like,
probably
I
was the
literally-
best
it
DS
literally
game
is the
ever.
best,
I,
yeah.
I couldn't think of another DS
And there's
game.
a whole underground that you could do, and I would sit mining for hours, just like finding gems and building my base. I had hours on it.
That game was sick.
What Pokemon game do you have the most hours, you think, on? And how
Pokemon
many?
Fire Red.
How many hours?
I probably have over 1,000 hours in that game. So there's 2 points to this. The first is that
Well, 1,000 hours.
Probably. So there's
Okay.
2 points to this. The first is that Pokemon Fire Red was the first Pokemon game that I ever played.
Mhm.
My brothers were all into Pokemon, and I didn't get onto it because I was the youngest brother. They all got the new games, and then I asked them. I was like, "Hey, can I play one of the Pokemon games?" And they went through their collection. Like, no, not that one, not that one. That's our game. And then they got to the bottom of the barrel, and it was Pokemon Fire Red.
Which is good.
And my parents also, they threw me kind of a poo hand at times. They'd get my brothers the DS, and then I'd get the SP for Christmas. And I was like, thanks you guys, it's super sick. So my parents got me this Pikachu SP,
Legendary.
which I didn't think was cool until I got older, and I was like,
Yeah.
this is literally one of the coolest things I own.
Absolutely.
And then my brother sold it, which I'm still upset about to this very day.
GameStop for a dime.
Probably, and then he bought weed with it for sure. So I was just like, bro, please, why? So he did that, and it's still like a torment on our brotherhood and friendship. But that's another note.
Yeah.
So that was the first game I got, and I blew at it at first when I played. I didn't know what I was doing. I had no clue.
Sure.
I was Blastoise was my only Pokemon. And I only leveled that one, and I could never beat the Elite Four. I always got to Lorelei, and I lost every single time. Could never win. And then I kept playing it, and I got good, and I understood what to do. And then I was like, I'm gonna try speedrunning on it.
Mhm.
So then I did a speedrun, and I got under, I think, 12 hours. And I was really impressed with myself.
Yeah.
And now I watch actual speedruns of it, and it's literally under an hour, and people win the game. Is that right?
Double check. Yeah. Oh, hey there, Blake.
We have a surprise guest that's entered the building. His name is Blake Bonning. He's a closeted roommate of mine, but he might step onto the camera soon.
He's one of the first people I've ever mentored.
He's getting a beer, so that just shows you his priorities in life. It's not to say hi to me or Stuart. His friends,
You got 3 beers.
but to grab 3 beers.
4 beers!
Oh my god!
More!
They're non-alcoholic.
They're not.
Well said.
Oh, sorry, I just realized we're missing one ingredient.
The pepper or the onion?
Yeah.
Let me grab it. I've had an onion in my fridge for 3 weeks now, but I've got a fresher one than that. So.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
We're just using that. This shouldn't be. I don't think.
Oh, shoot.
What's
Oh,
up? What's up?
I just touched my eyeball with my jalapeno hand.
Wow.
Oh, no! Oh, no!
Oh, sorry, Stuart.
Hold on. Oh, I forgot.
We're cutting the onion now. Okay, top off. Onion face down. Cut down. Split it in half. A lot of people start crying from the onion. I'm telling you right now, don't cry.
Well, yeah, you want to see a life hack?
I'm actually curious.
Okay. Watch this.
Okay, take that top. There's a little skin. Some call it the foreskin. I just call it the skin of the onion. You peel that back. Takes off all the dip. And now you've got just the regular onion right there. I'm going to toss it down. To dice it, what's the trick?
Do your eyes cry when you dice an onion? Not anymore. If you take a paper towel and you wet it, get it nice and wet there,
Okay.
and you keep that by you while you cut your onion, the stuff that makes your eyes water, it's because it's connecting with the moisture on your eyeballs. And if you keep a wet paper towel by it, it clings to that instead of your eyeballs, and you will not cry once cutting this onion.
That is the South African hack.
I promise you.
I've ever
Try
heard
it.
and
Dude,
that's
you'll
right.
have 0 crying right now.
Okay, we're testing this right
I'll
now.
do a whole thing.
Get in there.
Dude.
Should this be our a one action shot? No, let's wait until we get a better one. Because we're already halfway through chopping the onion.
It's pretty good though. I see your face.
Is that fine enough? Is that a fine
Yeah,
enough?
yeah, yeah. It's
Okay.
college.
Okay. Well said.
And it's
Stuart.
gonna render down a bit when we cook it.
Fun fact, this is also going to be our last episode without a microphone for either of the participants. So Stuart will have to have you back on when we get another microphone.
More prepared. Oh, that's really good, yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Man, you need another camera set up to close.
I
Right
want to
here.
get one.
Up, down.
Yeah, once these videos, if they ever pick up steam and I can reinvest, the first thing I'm going to do is buy another camera.
Yeah, that's good.
And then hire an editor, because I'm probably the laziest and worst editor on the planet. I just like making the videos.
Oh yeah, that's the easy part.
Yeah. Frick editing.
I hate editing.
Sucks.
But editing's also when you can have the most fun and like make the video hilarious.
And editing is where you actually get
the
probably the most like, that is where you can make the video truly more entertaining.
Let's see, you're cutting away from yourself.
Away from
You haven't
yourself.
tried?
You got the 3-finger method. You put your fingers like this. You run your knife up against right here.
Your knuckles.
You will never cut yourself.
Never.
Fun fact. Okay, onions in?
Yeah,
What's the
onions
next
in,
step?
yeah.
Okay. All right.
We did, a quarter cup.
Woo! That smells so good.
That's what we want.
Fistful of onions, quarter cup.
Quarter cup, fistful. That's good.
Well said.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
know what?
You know what? Yeah.
Felt right.
Stuart, well said.
Here we go.
Well done.
And
Okay.
do your eyes water?
No, they are dry.
Literally
as a-
dry.
Dry as a
Absolutely
dog.
dry.
Dude. Dry as a dog. We're gonna mix that around a little bit. We still got that bacon cooking slowly in here, rendering out that fat, just getting a lot of flavor in there with the jalapeños, and then the onion. Spoken like a true Frenchman that I am not. I'm German and Middle Eastern, so take it as you will. I'm Lebanese, so.
No way.
I know, you can see my skin
That's
tone.
a bold-faced lie.
No, it's true. My dad's Lebanese.
Lebanese.
I'm 25%.
Lebanese,
Dude,
these nuts!
you can't do that on my show.
Cut it out.
There's no cuts here. Everything's raw.
Oh, what?
Okay. Well, those first 2 questions that I had were the only questions I had. Stuart,
Yeah.
what has been a surprisingly great joy in life?
Oh my gosh, a surprisingly great joy in life. I mean, this might get a little deep, but
Please.
or I guess sensitive.
No.
A surprising joy in my life actually has been my singleness.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I love to hear that. Okay,
Yeah.
that's great.
It is. It's not
I've got a
something
follow-up.
I wanted, but don't call me. But it is something that I think, I don't know, God has really just given me content when I didn't expect content. So during college, I had a pretty rough relationship, and it kind of put me off of dating. And then at that time is when God introduced me to my friends through Young Life and through Boise State, and I had an incredible community. I still do, but so good that I actually, at the core, I mean, I desire to be married and to have a family. And
Of course.
I want to
Yeah.
be a dad and want to be a husband, but it's given me enough. I'm not just content, but really like I'm thriving. Like to the point that, which I think is a beautiful place to be in when I'm looking for someone to be with, is like, I have something so beautiful right now that I'm willing to give it up for the right person, but I will be, like, it makes me really think of like, am I willing to give up what I have?
That is
Instead of out of just like, I need someone because I'm unhappy with life or whatever it is. Like, so looking for a future spouse out of that place in life, usually are not pickier, but like you stick to your standards, you stick to your guns of like what you pray for and hope for in a woman, and then also who I get to become. So really, like, again, I'm not like just I want to be single my whole life.
Yeah,
but like,
no, that's not. No.
But God really has actually like given me a weird amount of joy just being like single, where especially in ministry, where I get to like be with students and talk with them and go on midnight walks with them when something happens, and whatever the case is, like it gives me this availability and flexibility to invest in others.
Yeah.
And that
cool.
also
That's
helps
very
me
unique.
develop. Yeah.
That's
So like,
very unique.
yes, I don't, and yeah, you know, so yeah. I didn't expect it, but God has been pretty faithful in that, and I'm looking forward to the day that I say I do. So.
That's sick. That's totally
But
sick.
until then, unexpected joy in my life.
I think that's really cool. A lot of people I find they try to fill maybe the holes in their life with the relationship, and the reality is that you probably should not get into a relationship until, at least this is my opinion, until you are like fully happy just by yourself.
Sure.
Because a lot of people will then rely on that other person for their joy, and that's a really, really dangerous spot to be in, because people fail, we fail, your partner's gonna fail at some point. It just will happen, and that might wreck you. And the reality is that probably part of that is that you were relying on them for your happiness and for your joy. And it's I think when you're younger, that's a much easier like pitfall to fall into. Sure. Because you're ignorant and you just don't know, and you probably don't like everything about yourself, and nor should you like everything about yourself probably. Right. But you just don't have that wisdom yet, and that's what I've really found in the past like 4 years is like my happiness is dependent on myself, not on my partner. So it's allowed me, I would say, to have a lot more discernment about picking people that I want to date, because it's like I don't feel desperate to date them. It's like I would certainly love to have like a partner, but it's also like I don't feel that intense desire to be like, I need you. Yeah. It's like I don't.
But also how amazing, like, for the other person too, where, like, imagine if someone would date you just because, like, someone that you're interested in, and they're just so desperate for a relationship that they date you.
They'll sacrifice everything in their life to date you.
And we're just like, you're cool, but like, or there's someone that's like, oh, I have something really good, but I do see such value in you that I'm willing to give up something that I'm perfectly content with.
Yes.
In order to pursue you, and that makes you feel so much more valued, and like seen, and like real. And so like, that is something I don't want to be. I ever have a reputation of just like chasing girl after girl after girl. Because also, like, I mean, for them, how do they? It doesn't make them feel special.
No, like, you don't feel unique at all. No, so they're just throwing themselves.
But if you're saying, hey, you're worth my time, you're worth my energy, because I see something in you that I deeply desire to get to know or be with, like, that just shows again this level of like, your time is sacred, and your energy and involvement is sacred, but you're willing to give that up for someone, and that would make me feel so valuable, and has made me feel so valuable.
I would feel incredible if someone said that.
Of course.
That is such. There's a lot of compliments you can be given in life, and that is probably one of the higher ones.
Of course. I mean, their time is the most valuable resource, and for someone to say, you're worth it.
Yeah, it's your most valuable non-renewing resource.
Yeah, amazing.
And cheers to that. Cheers to that. Wow, who would have thought?
Not me.
Okay. What's our next step?
Let's double check on this. Yeah, how are we doing?
Can we get a time on the 17 minutes? Let me double check if we're recording in the first place. We are.
I'm good. Okay, so we are now we're frying that until our bacon is crispy.
Okay. Well, so, I'll tell you what. I'll take lid off of this.
Yeah. You want to keep it. We don't want it soggy.
Yeah, we don't. We know soggy bacon.
We know soggy bacon here.
Because this is gonna be a topping. Is that correct, Stuart?
That I don't remember.
Here's a follow-up question, actually, as well.
Yeah.
For the casserole, the chicken went in. Some might say partially frozen.
Right.
Is that fine? It's in there for 45 minutes at 425. That's a lot of heat and a lot of time for it to come out of that frozen state.
Well, we checked it. We checked it.
We do check it. We prick it for that clear liquid deliciousness.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well said. So now while that's cooking, we're waiting for the onions to be tender. Waiting for the bacon to be crispy.
I'm gonna get rid of all this.
Excellent. We actually have nothing to do until this is ready.
Sweet.
So
great.
Once that is ready, we're going to add the rest of our stuff to it and keep going.
Okay. Wonderful.
Really an easy recipe and tasty. Oh my gosh, this is feels good here.
Feel powerful in the spot.
I feel powerful. I feel happy.
Okay.
Okay.
This is sweet. Okay, Stuart. Stuart's a man who has a lot of tattoos, so I'm curious now, what is your favorite tattoo?
My favorite tattoo.
Is there any you regret as well?
Gosh, no, I don't regret any of my tattoos, but my favorite tattoo.
Trying to sponsor us.
Yeah, it's product placement. Well, I don't know. It's like I've got two. Favorite tattoo looks-wise, aesthetically.
Okay.
But I also have a favorite tattoo meaning-wise.
Okay.
So, and they're not the same. Right.
Well said. Yeah.
So,
agreed.
Aesthetically, my favorite tattoo is this tiger that I have on the back of my leg.
We'll include a photo of that.
I'll be flexing. Okay. I love that. I love the tiger. What means, and actually, fun fact, this, you can't see it, but this, well, it's Japanese writing on my arm. It says Pokemon. That's how much I love it. It literally says Pokemon. My mom thinks it says love. So
I'll never find out.
It's just true, because I love Pokemon. But the one that means a lot is right here on my chest. And it was done in the backyard of my house by a guy that got a tattoo gun off of Amazon. Actually, one of Blake's friends. But he gave me this in our backyard on our porch, and it's Greek, and it says allos, which means others.
Okay.
And so the idea of this tattoo is that when Jesus in his whole ministry, so much of the time it's all about flipping the world upside down, where it's not about us, but actually about serving others. And in everything that he does, he shows that how to be a servant to others, lead as a servant, like all these types of things where it's always a reflection away from ourselves and onto others. And so I got this tattoo that says others, which is the Greek word that Jesus was using. Well, actually, he was using Arabic, but
Hebrew?
No, Aramaic.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Anyway, this is in the text, but yeah. And I got it right here to be as in like at the center of what I do is for others.
Okay. That's really cool.
So that's what I wanted to do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that one means a lot.
Fun side note on that actually is that I read a Wall Street Journal article the other week, and it said that more often than not, people that think more about themselves, for example, when you get maybe socially anxious and you think about yourself and the way other people perceive you, it turns out you are more likely to be depressed. Those people, on average, are the most depressed people. And I think that others thing, and talking about just being a servant of Jesus and of the Lord, it's always about others. It's not about yourself. And I think that's probably one of the greatest arguments for like why people in religion are so much happier. Is because we acknowledge it's about others. It's not about us.
And you see how beautiful it is though when everyone's doing that.
Yes.
Because the fear is that if you're serving others, who's taking care of you? And like that is scary, and sometimes like you can cling to that, right? Yeah. Or it just feels unfair sometimes. We're like, man, I'm giving myself to all these people, like I'm giving them my time, my energy, my resources, and who's taking care of me? Yeah. And that's the easy mentality to have, and that's what can make us kind of become clamshelled of like, I need to protect myself. Yeah. I need to make sure I'm doing good. But really, if you're living in Christ's community and the way that Jesus has modeled for us, then if everyone is living for others, we are also others. So I have friends that are serving me before themselves, and I am being poured into by people, and then I'm also giving myself away from people. And like that ebbs and flows of like serving and being served. So I think that's what's actually interesting, is like how uncomfortable it is to be served. And how
it is uncomfortable.
It is. Or like gift giving. How uncomfortable it is to receive a gift because we feel like we need to earn it. And it's just like, no, I can give gifts all day, but like to get a gift is like, no, you shouldn't have, or like I want this or whatever. And like, I think that's hard then, because if you're just giving to others and you're not accepting, then yeah, you're not going to feel taken care of.
That is
really. But that's something that we need to learn how to accept the gift. Yeah. And that's the whole thing about Jesus, that he gave us this gift that we didn't earn, that we can't do anything to earn. And it's awkward and uncomfortable because we want to try and work for it, and Jesus is just trying to say, take it.
There is no earning it.
There is no earning it.
It's given.
You have to accept, but just accept it.
It's given.
But how awkward is it then, like, you know, when imagine you're trying to give someone a gift and they say, no, I can't take this. It's like, shut up.
Super awkward, dude.
It's a gift. Like, it's for you.
Just take it.
I don't care. I bought it for you. I love you. I wouldn't get it for you if I couldn't. Like, accept this gift. Like, why wouldn't you? But people get so uncomfortable with that. So I think it's just, it gets difficult to also be receiving on that.
What has been the most like incredible thing that you've seen as being like a pastor, effectively? I'm sure you've seen some really cool things and some things that maybe have opened your eyes more than maybe you expected to be open.
I mean, so I guess not a pastor.
Okay,
I'm a minister.
you're right. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I just don't want to think people
It's
I'm cooler
important
than I am.
yeah.
I preached once at a church.
Swap again.
Okay. I have preached at a church once.
Okay.
So if maybe doing it once I could be claimed as that, then sure. That's a good thing, crispy.
But this is getting.
Yeah, there you go. Man, as a minister, well, here's the thing. Here's what people are always. A lot of people are interested in when I tell them what I do, which is funny. But they ask me about how it is being in a fundraised position.
Wow. Okay,
Right.
that's a really interesting
Because
question.
a lot of people always just say, that's my barrier to going into ministry is I don't want to fundraise. I don't want to ask people for money.
That's not true.
What?
That's not true.
What do you mean?
You do have to fund.
No, that they don't. That's why they wouldn't do it.
Oh,
They
I
don't want to do
see.
it.
I see. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they asked me about that, and like, yeah, that's true. Like that is not like a super
That's hard.
comfortable thing.
That's hard.
But what I have been amazed by being in ministry, it's like people, number one, are so supportive, even if they're not religious, which is interesting.
That is curious.
Like even if they do not follow Jesus or anything like that, they will still usually give me some sort of praise, which is like not what we're in it for or anything like that, but like they'll say, "Oh, good for you for trying to make a difference,"
Yeah.
or "Good for you for like investing in students," because if they follow Jesus or not, they still see value in like in the morality of things, and also just like the alternative to what other things offer.
Yeah.
And so like there's always I feel like I think in America when I tell someone what I do, I might get more backlash for it than I actually do. But I'm usually met with a lot of people that are really kind and really supportive, even if they don't follow Jesus. So
that's cool.
That's been something kind of really cool, and then also just like I don't know, it does honestly help that I'm younger. That's just a reality. Like it does. Like, but students are willing to open up and trust, and which is also really encouraging for me because like we talk about this in Young Life, this idea that you need to earn the right to be heard, which I think is important, and like that's why we do relational ministry, not street evangelism stuff. For us, we just believe in like earning the right to be heard before speaking into someone's life. And telling them the good news. So. It's just like, I don't know. I think being a minister, people think I'm more qualified than I am. That's another thing. No, they do. I mean, I didn't go to like theology school. I didn't get anything. That's what they think. I know so much.
Yeah.
And I don't. And I think that's the other thing is like I was hesitant to go into ministry because I wasn't qualified.
Well, it is probably it's a huge honor, first of all, but it's also, you are the face of someone making or breaking their relationship. Not the face, but like you are a critical point in someone making the most important decision in their life.
Yeah.
It's like that is no small burden.
Right.
That's no small task.
Yeah. But that's what I think I learned is that it's not about your qualifications. And if you literally, like someone told me when I was thinking about applying for the job, they said, Stuart, so I was saying, I can't do that. I'm too young. I don't know enough. I have no biblical background for like theology or anything. Like I can't do it. I'm not the guy. And he said, well, Stuart, go to the Bible, open it up and find a story, any story in the Bible where the person that God called was qualified. And any of them. And like, there's no story in the Bible where it was a qualified person who knew what to do, was confident in their abilities, and then did what God called them to do. All God asks of us is a willing heart. do you trust me? Do you trust me to use you? And like, I'll do the rest. And so that has been the thing. If like people think again that I'm more qualified than I am, I'm like, I'm not. I'm no better. I'm no more qualified, but I am willing to let God use me to teach me and to learn from others. And it's not just me out there doing it. I have an incredible team behind me, and supervisors and people, mentors that are investing in my life, and like that's something that I get this initial credit for, but it's like it's just a misconception.
That's totally cool. Yeah. That's totally cool. Okay.
Okay, we're starting to look pretty good.
This is looking crispy. I know you can't see from there, but this is crispy.
Okay.
Where are we at timer-wise on the
Wow, 5 minutes.
Okay. Perfect.
So we are now gonna remove that from the heat and add to a small mixing bowl.
Let me grab a mixing bowl.
There we go.
In the meantime, Stuart, please serenade them
with
maybe your favorite quality about yourself.
Okay.
Something similar.
When I was in college, I had an overwhelming confidence to myself, which I don't know where it came from or why, because I had no right to have the confidence I had as a freshman in college. But there was a talent show for Boise State, and I swam my whole life. That was my sport and everything, but if you swim, there's a few muscle groups that develop. Your lats and your pecs. So a lot of swimmers could move their pecs like Terry Crews, right? And so as a freshman, this was something like my little party trick I could do. And so I entered the talent show my freshman year, and I went up to Boise State, and I had them play Milkshakes by Fergie.
Okay.
And I ripped my shirt off, threw it into the crowd, and sat there and did my little pecs to the beat for like 2 minutes, awkwardly long. Got third place.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and then you'd think that something would have happened from that, but nothing. I just kind of went home, and that was the end of that story. But
you were a humble man.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got a small mixing bowl. This is otherwise known as just a bowl. Where do we go from here, Chief?
All right, so now we're gonna add our cream cheese and our cheeses.
Okay.
To that.
To this.
Yeah. So we're gonna take that one first. So take your cream cheese. I'll read it for you.
Do we want to put this in the bowl?
Yeah. Put that in the bowl.
Can do.
Okay. We're gonna need 8 ounces of softened cream cheese. Might have to put this.
Is that not soft enough for you?
Well, we gotta mix it in.
You don't think the heat from this residual heat
actually,
will melt it down?
You're right.
Make it a little softer.
You're right. Let's test
that.
Oh, actually, that is pretty good.
A fine consistency.
Yeah, that's looking pretty good.
Wonderful.
So we're gonna add 8 ounces of this, which is the whole package.
Wow.
And then we're gonna add the cheese, which we've got the measurements for the cheese. We've got 1 cup of cheddar, half a cup of Parmesan.
We're gonna guesstimate here. Honestly, measuring's overrated. All sizes are good sizes, and quantities are all good quantities. So,
see, that's the difference between cooking and baking.
Cooking is an art.
Cooking,
I will
you
say.
can make audibles, you can add stuff, you can guesstimate, you look at it, see what feels right, what tastes right. With baking, you gotta be dead on.
Science.
You gotta be dead on.
Baking's a science.
All right, do you have a little spatula or something?
Yeah, please, dude.
Let's try this.
Here's this guy for you. Indulge yourself.
Let's see if that is soft enough. So what we're gonna do now is go as a bendy little spatula.
Do. This is the smallest bowl I've
I know.
possibly gotten.
It's like, whoa, all right.
Okay,
it'll work.
Let's
get this started.
Do you want cheese? We'll wait on the cheese.
Yeah, we'll wait on the cheese because that'll be easy. Once we get this broken down, we can do it on here.
What you guys can't see is Stuart's years of making this dish coming in. Some would say clutch, and I wouldn't disagree there.
Most would say clutch.
It's getting close to having an exit the bowl. but he keeps it inside the boundaries. There is no limit to his ability.
God, you really couldn't pick a smaller ball.
Don't test me.
You're testing me.
Bro, you're impressing me right now. Look at this. Just art.
You can't see it, but I'll let you see a little peek of this.
Is that not appealing? You know what? I have Greek. Have you ever made it with Greek yogurt?
Yeah, you can.
Is it better?
Oh,
or
no,
worse?
I have not made it with Greek yogurt.
Okay, because I read the ingredients and said you could.
No, I guess my mom's made it, and she said cream cheese is the best.
That makes sense.
But you can if you're not like, I mean, this is a lot of calories, and if you're watching, like, yeah, it's quite a bit.
If you're interested in a dirty bulk, this is a fantastic
This is the way to
route
do it.
to
Yeah.
it. This whole,
Okay.
all this food cost me about, I think it was like $18. Okay, so we need a cup of this.
Mm-hmm.
So that's about half.
Quarter of a cup.
It's probably just a little enough.
Yeah.
This all cost me $19, and this is probably around 4,000 calories,
So
which is being really conservative, but like,
right. It's good.
shall I
chicken
pull the chickie?
Go look at it.
Let me give her a poke. I'm going to prick her. with this.
Pricker. I already know her. I've got a record player that was made in 2014. That my hair blue. It came in 66 or whatever. Also, I joke a lot about the humility thing, but humility is a very, very godly attribute to have. And I'm reading a book right now. Called Humility. Yeah.
Okay.
Called Humility. Oh, actually. Reduce it to 350 if that's good.
That's chill. I'm just gonna lay this out right here, so you know, not damaging the wood. This is also one of the few interviews that we have where this table will not be treated with mineral oil. I put on a non-food safe toxic finish at first and nearly cried. Okay.
Anyway, back to what I was saying. Reading a book called Humility by Andrew Murray. Really good, very convicting. It's a short read, but if you're interested in it.
A book by Andy Murray,
Yeah.
the tennis player.
Nope. And Murphy.
Oh, okay. What's it about?
Humility.
Oh,
I'm also actually doubting the author name right now.
okay. What's our next step?
Mix that in.
Okay. I'm gonna mix in right here. Holy cheese.
Oh no, it is by Andrew Murray.
Oh, Andrew, you said Andy, didn't you?
I think I said Andrew. You made me doubt.
I probably didn't hear that very
It's
well.
okay. Yeah, by Andrew Murray. He's actually South African.
Dang.
Yeah. Tune on this.
This table's not gonna be very happy with me, but
It's okay. It's a cooking table.
it'll be
Good
delicious.
character.
Yeah.
Those are happy memories.
Dude, it is character. Happy mistakes.
Bob Ross.
Who is your biggest inspiration, Stuart?
My biggest inspiration. Holy smokes. No, biggest inspiration. I don't know if there's one person.
Jesus is not an option as
Yeah,
well.
no, Jesus is not
That's
an
like an
option.
obvious
Yeah.
one. It's like a silly choice.
I don't know. I mean,
It's just too good.
I do look up to my dad a lot.
What about your dad you look up to?
His faithfulness.
Hmm.
My dad's kind of been a product of like he's seen it all, done it all type thing, where he's been, you know, dirt poor and eating cornflakes and water for breakfast, and he's been multi-millionaire living in a beach house and going to Fashion Week in Paris and Milan and all this stuff, and yet he decided once he met Jesus that it's much more worth it to follow Jesus, and then has since then had opportunities that were incredible, like becoming a private helicopter pilot for a multimillionaire worth a few times a year. Shall we?
Gourmet.
Where a few times a year he just has to fly a helicopter, and they like pay him a great salary, give him a house in England, like all this stuff like that.
That's sick.
And he was like, "No, God's called me to the mission field still."
Whoa.
And there's been multiple times where
That's crazy.
offers that were just beyond like money, like or just huge money offers and stuff like that. But he's always just been so faithful. My mom and saying like, "This is where God wants us, and we're gonna stick to it, and we know he'll be faithful."
Wow.
So
That's so cool.
yeah. So that's like as I'm now in ministry, I'm like, okay, what about the temptation of money?
Yeah,
You know, it's like
yeah.
I can make a lot more money, and
Yeah.
that sounds pretty awesome, and like it would fix my problems, but I've seen how it's paid off. Like he's always provided for my family and more, and been abundance in that, and so I use that. He's not a perfect person, and no one is, but like I do use him a lot as just like a beautiful example of what being faithful to God actually looks like. And he's 73, so he's seen a lot. And
Seen a lot.
Yeah, so I do definitely draw a lot of inspiration from him, but then as a compilation of just the rest of what I do on a more specific basis, I pull that from a lot of people around me, and
That's sweet.
but yeah,
That's
good
sweet.
guy.
Okay, what's your next step here? Do you just put this on top?
Our next step is we need to shred that up.
You shred it.
Yeah,
Let me grab 2 forks.
2 forks is all you need.
Are we gonna put it back in that casserole dish?
Yep.
Okay.
And then did you lower the
Yep. 300.
350? Gosh, it looks so good.
What'd you say?
I said this looks so good.
I'm gonna come in from this angle now just to get this. Come on.
Yeah.
Shredded.
Try a little bit.
Oh. First taste. Is it tasting as you remember it?
That's gonna be good.
I was worried for a second. You were so quiet,
Mm.
so pensive.
I was just letting it marinate. All the taste buds. The cream,
Mm-hmm.
the sugar, the sweetness. See that? You seen that? You ever seen that?
I'm so down for that.
I'm so
Okay, so Stuart, you're a filmmaker in a sense. You're a video editor. What is your favorite film and why?
Oh gosh. Okay, I make videos. I'm not a filmmaker.
Okay, whatever.
I'm not like. I like to make videos for fun and like they're cool and they're funny or something like that. But like I'm not actually very into film.
Sure, like cinematography.
Yeah. So like my favorite movies are comedies because I just like to
Okay.
laugh. So The Other Guys,
Okay, that's a great one.
The Interview,
That's a good one.
Mordecai. You seen that?
No, I haven't seen that.
Mordecai slept on.
Really?
Yeah.
Who
There's
made
just, what's that?
Who made it and who's in it?
It's Johnny Depp.
Okay, that's a good start. He is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's Johnny Depp. It is so funny. It's just like he has a huge mustache. Have you seen it? No. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it's just comedies in general are like I love that, but then also anime. So.
Okay, so you like the Studio Ghibli movies?
You say Ghibli?
Is that how you...
I think it's Ghibli.
Oops.
Yeah.
I'm a little uncultured if you
That's
guys
okay.
didn't know. I am from Idaho.
You know what? Studio Ghibli? I don't love them.
What? That might be a sin.
I don't know. I mean, like they're good. I mean, I don't know. Like to me, I watch them and they're pretty like they're beautiful. Like the animation's gorgeous, but like there's not really. I don't like when movies end and I don't really know what happened.
Okay.
And a lot of like Studio Ghibli films feel more like art than a story.
They are art.
And so I prefer more story than art.
Okay. What's your favorite story in anime then?
Oh, story in anime, wow. Probably Naruto.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, it's just a long story that like had made me cry so much.
What's the worst arc?
The worst arc in Naruto?
In Shippuden, because I don't
And
care
Shippuden.
about regular Naruto.
And Shippuden.
Do you like Naruto or do you like Shippuden more?
I like it all.
Okay.
No, I like Shippuden more, but I
Shippuden's
just feel like
so sick.
Shippuden's only incredible if you've watched
If you've
Naruto.
seen Naruto,
Yeah,
that
it
is
just
true.
makes it that much
Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense to
better. No,
watch.
otherwise it's just you're like, oh, that's cool, I guess.
Cool, yeah.
Gosh, I don't know, the worst arc. I mean, I didn't know about filler episodes when I watched through them, so
Yeah, that's a lot, dude.
I
That's
just watched a lot of filler. So yeah, that sucks. But
Did you
like,
ever sit through watching like what's happening? And
oh
why
yeah,
is
I mean
this
there was
important?
like an episode where they looked for a lost dog the entire episode,
Yeah,
and I was like,
time.
what the?
What's going on here? What happened to the war?
Yeah, I don't know. Bigger things are at stake.
Yeah.
Nice job shredding that.
Thank you. I'm taking notes. Okay.
good.
Do we want it? Is it fine if it's just like to this side, or do we want to spread it out?
You're gonna want to spread it out. Maybe try and get it a little smaller if you can.
Okay.
Just a little more.
Can do.
Just so you're not fully up there.
Okay. So the filler episodes, not exactly answering my question, but I understand where you're going from. What do you think is the most overrated anime then? This one's an easy answer for me. But
Overrated
anime.
Overrated. Dude,
Really easy answer in my opinion.
What do you think it is?
It's Demon Slayer,
Don't say
bro.
Demon Slayer.
Dude, it's Demon Slayer.
That's what I knew you were gonna say.
The story's so mid.
Yeah, okay, but you like Studio Ghibli because it's beautiful. The animation.
Yeah. The animation, but the stories
the
in
fight
Studio Ghibli
scene?
are good.
No, but the fight scene.
Yeah, the fight. Don't get me wrong. The fight scenes are some of the coolest fight scenes, probably in all of anime. That's not the debate.
Here's the thing though, like, it's not overhyped because it's good. And for new people, especially if they're trying to get into anime, like, that's a great anime to have them start on.
It's pretty decent.
No, it's awesome because it's low commitment, but it's amazing. Okay, that's looking pretty good.
Okay. Alright. Chicken. Come on! It's evenly distributed.
I like that.
I just want to remind Stuart that he still has this one free video entourage. So
Oh yeah.
don't forget about that. I'm gonna return to this side. Back another brew.
Okay. Awesome. Do we have butter?
Let me grab.
4 tablespoons. I think it's like a half a stick,
No.
maybe.
Okay, so you don't think it's not Demon Slayer?
No.
Well, what is it?
I don't know. Hunter x Hunter.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? I can get behind that statement.
People are like, "Oh, I love Hunter x Hunter." I'm like, really?
Why?
Have you seen any other anime? Okay, so now we're gonna create the topping. Well, you're gonna create the topping while I do this.
I like this idea.
So the topping
Where's
you're
the
gonna
butter go?
we are gonna melt it. Yeah, you're gonna melt 4 tablespoons of butter,
Christ.
and then in a little bowl, I'm gonna have to get another. Actually, you can use this one. I'm gonna spread this over the chicken as evenly as I can.
Alright, I'm down. Hunter x Hunter is pretty overrated.
Yeah, I mean it's good. It's just also it's incomplete, and the arc is kind of ridiculous because the villain, the Chimera Ant. These are spoilers, by the way, if you're ever gonna watch it. But the Chimera Ant Queen is just like way too overpowered, and so I just had a big problem with the fact that the only way to beat it was by using a nuclear bomb.
I'm gonna say it can't be that OP if a nuke beats it, but like.
Yeah, but like that's the only. It wasn't a fight scene that beat it.
No,
it was
you're
a
right.
bomb.
You're right.
And I was like, okay, cool.
Well, now.
Right.
Wow. Wow.
Actually, I'm gonna use my film right here.
This is a new segment we're doing. Where Stuart's gonna record whatever he wants, and I'm gonna crop it into this. Mmm.
Okay, that's it.
Perfect.
You have to put that in.
The butter's melting.
Okay, butter's melting.
The chicken is. Come on!
Ah! Why are you doing that? Were we missing something?
No. I
What's
just like to
kebab?
call chicken. Come on! Because that's what chicken does. Come on! You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess. Something you're
Chickens
saying
do
kebab.
Wow.
Alright, I'm gonna crush half a sleeve. There's one. Yeah. This is gonna be thin, I will say.
It's perfect.
Just because it's a large casserole dish and it's not gonna be like thick, it's gonna be pretty thin.
The
but it'll
recipe
still
did
be
call
great.
for a small one. I will.
It's okay. We don't all
Say.
have those.
We don't all have small ones. Some of us have big ones. That's all God gave us. But we should be thankful for it. Okay. Hunter x Hunter being overrated is fair. What's your... Did you already say your favorite?
Oh, dude, honestly, Jujutsu Kaisen.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Is there an episode that came out today?
And Hunter x Hunter. I don't know. Really?
Episode 8 should have come out either today or tomorrow, I think. But there wasn't an updated schedule on 9 Anime, so I don't know.
Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen is definitely my newest.
So good.
My Hero Academia, I do love.
I need to watch that. Oh no, I've seen that. That's fine. New season's gonna be sick.
New season's been good.
Oh, is the new season coming out?
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
With Captain America?
Captain America. I mean, yeah. Dude, yeah, it just stopped recently.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
What have you seen?
Okay.
Has Deku gone rogue?
I'm seeing that there's like a bunch of B-2 bombers coming over from the U.S.
Dude, what are you talking about? What anime?
My Hero.
B-2 bombers?
With a lady on top of them.
Oh.
So I might be ahead of you. Are you caught up?
Yeah, I'm caught up.
So you've seen Miss America fly across.
Oh, yeah, there isn't any of that. Okay, we're gonna add half a cup Parmesan to that.
Beautiful.
And then you're gonna add that butter into this, so we're gonna mix that up.
Okay. Oh, eat off.
Anyway, really good. My Hero Academia.
That is a good one.
I just like the quirk system. I think it's interesting and unique.
It's one of the better power systems
Yeah.
in shows, because most power systems honestly kind of blow.
Yeah.
Like in Naruto, you know how there used to be hand signals, and then it just stopped happening. Chi used to be an issue. Everyone's got unlimited chi now.
I mean, not chi.
Dragon Ball, there's no limit to the amount of power characters have, which is ridiculous.
Wow, now you put chi in my mind. What? It's not chi. What is it? It's
Oh. No, it's chi,
It's not
bro.
chi. It's not chi.
Chakra.
Chakra.
Sorry, chi's Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Chakra is Naruto, as Stuart would say.
Naruto.
Ah!
Oh, that's hot. Just the cheese and butter.
Yummy, yummy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be delicious.
This is unbelievably good.
This is gonna be so good. Dude, this is so dangerous.
It literally, it's gonna gain 1,000 pounds just looking at it, but it is really good.
A worthy dish to make at home.
Okay. Yeah, it's great.
It's like a family bonding dish.
Okay. So I believe all we do now is spread that
Spread
on
it
top.
out?
Yeah.
You just wanna, yeah. Okay, back in oven.
And then we'll throw it back in the oven at 350.
5 minutes? How long?
I don't remember. Look at the recipe.
God, this guy's
Hey.
disaster almost struck right there.
That would've
And
been
then let me bring this over to the camera just so you guys understand kind of what's going on.
It's not pretty, but it's tasty.
Oh, it's not hot anymore. Here we are. Casserole's ready to go, and this thing's looking
Reminds me of one of my favorite pickup lines.
What's it? What is it?
I may look like, oh, dang it. I just messed it up. Let me just make sure we're doing this right. Cheese, melted butter, sprinkle on top. Bake until crackers are lightly browned.
Okay.
Excuse me, about 15 minutes.
15. Okay.
Yeah, at 350.
Okay. It's at 350. That's perfect.
That's perfect. Okay, 15 minutes. One of my favorite pickup lines is, I'm like chocolate pudding. I may look like crap, but I'm really sweet.
That's beautiful. How effective has that been for you?
Well, let's see. 30% of the time, it works 100% of the time.
It's pretty impressive odds right there.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Okay, that is, wow, that's good, dude. See, how simple was that?
That was really easy.
That was not
If
hard.
you're a college young man,
And we took our time doing it.
yeah,
And
that
it's the
was
first time.
very lazy.
You
That was
know?
our first round.
Yeah.
You know, we're inexperienced, we're young bucks.
Mhm.
But second time that comes around, we're gonna pound it out.
And here's the big part. This is why I like my mom's recipes here. How many dishes did we use? We used a pan.
1, 2, 3.
3.
3 dishes.
3 dishes.
2 forks, a spatula, and a knife.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet for being able to feed like 8 people.
8 people. Yeah. Or just me and Zach. Oh, I love it, dude.
Oh man.
Okay. Well, for 15 minutes, what do we do?
There's a lot of options here. You know, I was thinking about including a segment where I where we have like an intermission, and this would be a great time for that.
Okay.
And what we do is we make cocktails.
Oh. That's cool.
Unfortunately, I don't think I've got whiskey, vodka, and rumplements. So I don't think we're making any cocktails out of that, unless we want to get really creative. I've got lime, juice, and salt.
So you got margarita right there.
With the whipped cream vodka.
Do you have any simple syrup?
No.
You know how to make simple syrup?
Is it just sugar and water?
Yeah.
Okay, if we make that, what can we make with that then?
Old fashioned.
You know.
What about a whiskey sour? Some egg?
What do you need? Egg whites?
And you need egg whites.
And we need to froth them, right?
You need to froth them. I use
a block.
Yeah. You do egg whites, whiskey. What's in a whiskey sour?
Isn't there like a
Cherry
lemon
juice?
in there?
I'm wrong.
Lime?
I'll look right now.
Should we do?
What's a whiskey
It's a really good question. Here,
whiskey sour?
I'm taking this back to the lab. I'm gonna go grab.
Oh, it's
egg
bourbon.
whites.
Which doesn't matter.
That's fine. Bourbon whiskey's the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah, that's fine. Lemon, simple syrup.
Can I just like throw that all in the same bowl and then we just pour it into a glass?
Oh yeah,
Is that
100%.
disgusting?
No, I don't think so.
Well, we gotta froth the egg white though.
Yeah, we gotta froth the egg white.
Okay. Tell you what. 1 egg white for 2 people?
Yeah.
Okay. We can do that.
Do you have maple syrup?
Yeah, yeah.
Grab that.
Is that an alternative to the simple syrup?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll do maple syrup. We'll do an egg white and some lemon juice,
Okay.
and then add that to whiskey. Will it be good?
All right, Stuart. You have to keep entertaining them while I'm gone.
Okay.
Sorry. Oh, shit.
You good?
Yeah, I just got some of the yolk in there. I think that's a failure.
It's okay. I've had a drink with a full egg in it. Yeah.
The oyster?
No, have you been to Sweet 104?
Been to what?
Have you been to Sweet 104?
I have.
Yeah, so Caleb over there made me a drink with a full egg in it.
Sweet 104 is probably the best bar in Boise.
It's the best bar in Boise. That's a plug for you, Caleb. I was walking a dog that I was dog sitting, and we walked past the sign for Sweet 104, and it proceeded to pee on the sign. And I did not stop it.
So ridiculous.
Pretty cool though.
Okay, I'm gonna froth this egg white right now.
Yeah, I wish you could see it.
I wish I could show you, but I'm doing it in Isaiah's blender bottle, and he'll have to forgive me later.
Ugh. 28 years old. Being doing college ministry makes me stay young. And the fact that I have a baby face. I grow a mustache because it's the only facial hair I can grow. Thankfully, it's kind of in style right now, so big props on that. I love to save money by like getting the things I want, taking shortcuts, or like building something instead of buying it. Usually in the pursuit of that, I end up losing more money because I mess things up a lot. So that's just a toxic beige flag that I have. In fact, I don't like beer, and I don't like whiskey either, and I don't like tequila or vodka or rum. Or in fact, I actually don't like any alcohol. So I don't really drink. Well, I don't drink. But every now and then, like for the vibe, the mood, I'll sip on one, but I'm not enjoying it really. I would never pay for it, that's my rule. But it is Hispanic Heritage Month, so here we go.
All right, we've come back with some items.
Gosh.
We've got maple syrup.
Yeah.
We've got a frothed egg white.
Yeah.
We've got
Big chilled glasses.
we've got some chilled
Why are they
glasses.
so big?
That's all we have.
It's gonna be like this full.
We've got some Tennessee honey.
Oh, it's honey.
And we've got a lime.
Okay.
So Stuart, show us how this is done.
Oh my gosh.
Wow,
I'm
this
not
should be
the guy.
frothed more, but
Yeah.
yeah.
You should froth it a little.
Let me go froth it a little more.
Yeah.
Keep serenading. the
Okay,
crowd, please.
you'll come and throw it on the top here.
Make the drink.
I don't know. I'm not a bartender. I just saw it on Google once, so do what I can. I'll make Emile's first. Start with 2 shots of whiskey. One. Just kidding.
You just do.
Nothing. I'm just living life. Okay. That would kill me. I'm very lightweight.
That's froth now. Just put it in.
That's not a lot.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
right. Oh, is this homemade? Oh,
Um,
whoa. It's in a Pilsner bottle.
That's custom.
Custom. Hmm. Actually, I have a little PTSD with this.
Really?
Have you ever heard of the lemonade diet?
No. What's the lemonade diet?
For 21 days, all I drank, me and my friend Zach, it's the Beyonce diet.
You guys are so weird.
We literally, it was, dude, that's so unappealing looking. Why? Why is it not frothy?
We're taking the top off of it.
Okay.
That's the frothy part. We're gonna ignore
Oh
that.
my gosh. Okay.
Okay, stop.
So the lemonade diet, literally you only drink water with fresh squeezed lemons,
Okay.
maple syrup, and cayenne pepper.
That's disgusting. Wait, why cayenne pepper? What does that do for you?
And apparently it's a superfood. Or maybe it's paprika.
Whatever.
It's cayenne pepper.
That's
It's
ridiculous.
definitely cayenne pepper.
It's just ridiculous.
And we literally only had that for 21 days.
What was the purpose of this?
It clears you out.
Did you get cleared out?
It's like, oh yeah, I got cleared out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, so every time I smell maple syrup now, I want to gag.
Should I get a whisk of some sort?
I think a whisk would be good.
Okay. You do what you need to do with the egg whites.
How about you get
use this?
Well, I
and
think
kinda
the
spoon
whisk
it
will
out.
be. I think we need air in it.
I think so.
I think that's how you whisk it.
You mean you're right. It is.
Do you have a shallow bowl and a whisk?
I'll get one.
Okay, that'd be great. We're gonna use a little more than what we had. Maybe the one we just used, you just rinse it out. Okay.
This would be
Whisking
great
is one of my
for
favorites.
ASMR.
Thank you.
Yeah. What are we at time-wise on the... Oh, frick, dude.
They're just eggs.
So
Like
gross.
a protein is all it is. Actually, not even protein.
No, the white's the protein.
Really?
Yeah.
What the yolk is?
The yolk is the fat. Fact checker. Please fact check us. Otherwise, flag this video on YouTube for false information about COVID. Yeah. Should I squeeze in some lemon? Is that? Oh, look at that.
It's looking
Your
frothier.
form's
It
God, your form's massive. Bro.
It shouldn't be that big. I know, I don't get it. It's genetics. It's genetics.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely. Okay.
Definitely. That looks froth.
Okay, that's froth. Okay, I'm gonna put a little lime first. Do you have something to mix this? Just food?
A fork.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Forks.
let me get a fork. Oh.
This can't be good. I'm not.
Okay, can you please be excited about it for me? I'm coming from this angle.
Maybe it is good. Who knows? We could be changing history right here.
Oh my god, there's an ice cube in there.
It's amazing. Take it out.
There's 2 ice cubes.
Oh, that's what we wanted. You ready?
No, Holy spice comes out. That's really weird.
That's as frothy as this egg's gonna get. Time-wise, we've got 3 minutes left. We're so close.
Perfect time to have our drinks ready for.
Yeah, literally.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
All right, froth those bad boys. Yeah. Should I mix it too? Mix them or no?
No, I think it just goes on top.
Okay, perfect.
You definitely got the best foam.
That's fine with me.
Which one do you want? Dang it! Cheers.
Cheers. Honestly, that's pretty
Not
good.
that
That's
bad,
really
yeah.
good.
I thought it's very smooth.
The simple syrup, I think, helped a lot
The maple
with
syrup.
that. Yeah. Oh yes. Sorry, the maple syrup.
Wow, that actually is.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Dude, that's pretty good.
that had no right being this good. Did I just become an alcoholic? I didn't.
I'm gonna no comment on that. He's not one.
No, I'm not. I'm still ate it, but it's not bad. It's not as harsh as I thought it was. Okay.
Let's go. Let me go check.
Go check on it. All we're wanting is those crackers
We
to
don't
be
need a
brown.
little brown. And
Just
I
like-
would imagine they're browning. What's your favorite Pokemon, Stuart?
Oh, Totodile.
Totodile.
Yeah, or like for alligator, Totodile, like that evolution.
alligator's lit.
For alligator's dope. He's a 6-starter. It's so hard to choose one Pokemon, so I just say that because I do really like him a lot. And actually, I want to get a Totodile tattoo.
Why don't you have a Totodile tattoo?
I will get one. I just didn't know what I wanted. You want to see it?
Yeah, I do.
I'll show it to you. I'll show the camera too.
Shoot.
How's it looking? Oh, it's brown.
That looks brown to me.
Brown.
Brown as can be. Oh, that's sick.
You see that? Probably not, but okay. Yeah.
Oh, that thing's so. Oh, you have that already?
No, I want that.
Oh, that thing's so sick.
Yeah.
How much is that gonna cost?
No idea. I don't know. Probably like, depending how big I get it.
How big are you gonna get it?
Probably just like that big.
Okay. It's a
Not
solid
huge.
size.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We've got our 2 bowls
Oh my gosh, yeah.
and our serving. So do we just like kind of
Yeah,
chop
yeah.
up a little?
Chop off.
I'm just gonna take a little
Oh my gosh.
little corner.
Yeah, I don't know how it'll work 'cause it's so shallow, but it looks alright.
This is pretty good.
Bet it'll taste alright too.
And Stuart, do you want to serve yourself
Yeah,
or
I'll
want me
serve
to?
myself.
Yeah, dude, get it, Stuart. Frick yeah.
Okay.
Okay. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
When's the last time you had this dish?
Oh, it's been years.
Really?
Yeah, it's been years.
And now you're having it in the house that you first had this in.
Yeah.
Cheers to that, man.
Cheers to that. Mmm.
That's really good.
Mmm, good. Mmm. I like the pot. You could have used more seeds for heat,
Definitely.
but it tastes. Oh, there you go. But it tastes good.
Dude.
Like flavor bombs when you get the cream cheese pockets.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mmm.
One last question for you. Actually, I got 2. One,
Mhm.
what is your favorite memory associated with this dish? And what's kind of coming back to you as you're eating this?
Mmm. Oh, gristle. My favorite, the memory that for some reason I'm just thinking about right now is when we lived in here with another guy named Isaac, a close friend of ours. And we also lived with 2 guys that were from the crew. And they were doing a Bible study in here, the crew guys. And we were cooking in the kitchen right here, where Isaac was. He was cooking rice. And I had just moved in. Like, I barely know these guys, but I just moved in. And Isaac's rice was bubbling over. And Zach turned off the stove.
Okay.
And Isaac came down and said, "Who turned off my rice?" And started yelling and cussing at Zach and saying, I know how to make rice, like all this stuff, like
Right.
while this Bible study crew was
Right.
happening right here.
Good intro to Isaac.
Yeah, no, Isaac's incredible.
So
he was
funny.
a mechanical engineer, and he got straight A's, and so sometimes he was just stressed, and he just blew up one time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all I can think about because that table's where we ate all our meals. But yeah.
Okay.
Good memories.
Well, Stuart, thank you so much for coming on the show. One last question.
Mhm.
You're looking out at the camera. We're about to end this. What's something that you want to like just share with the world? What do you want the world to know right now?
What do I want the world to know right now? I want the world to know that you do not have to fix yourself before you go to God. Whether you're following Him right now or you've never followed Him before, we are all so messy, and I have made so many mistakes in my life. And I've hurt a lot of people that are very dear to me as well. And I've made a lot of mistakes, and I've cried a lot of tears. And I've made mistakes over and over again that I just am frustrated at myself. And my encouragement is go to God as you are. He doesn't want you to try and fix yourself before you go to Him. That's impossible. And you'll die trying to do it. So in your brokenness, in your hardship, that is exactly when God wants you, as you are. So don't be afraid of that. Don't be embarrassed by that. And don't let that prevent you from living a peaceful life.
Amen. Thank you guys for tuning in this episode. We'll catch you next week with our full-length episode.
More to